video. Okay, 7 o'clock p.m. I'm Renee Vachak, the Executive Director of Greene County Industrial Development Agency. The purpose of us all gathering here tonight in this digital format is to for a public hearing on the Wylder Wyndham LLC project, which is located in the town of Wyndham. To open the meeting, I need to have April read into the record the public hearing notice. April, if you would, please.
Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to section 859-A of the New York State General Municipal Law as amended will be held by the Greene County Industrial Development Agency on the 13th day of October of 2021 at 7 p.m. local time via Zoom in connection with the following matter. The Wylder project, as considered by the GCIDA, involves the acquisition and redevelopment of a long-established family resort in the town of Wyndham. The specific work will include upgrading all current rooms to allow for year-round use, significant improvements to the food service aspects of the resort, pool reconfiguration, the addition of other recreational elements, and the development of an event area along the Batavia Kill Creek. For this project, the GCIDA is proposing an exemption from the sales and use tax, mortgage recording tax, and a pilot. The application submitted by the company and relevant supporting documents submitted to the GCIDA in connection with the project may be reviewed by the public on the IDA's website at www.greenida.com. Inquiries about the project and the GCIDA assistance should be directed to Renee Vachak, Executive Director. The GCIDA will, at the above stated time and place, hear all persons with views in favor or opposition to the rendering of financial assistance by the GCIDA for the project. Minutes of the hearing will be made available to the public and members of the GCIDA.
Okay, thank you, April. So again, as April noted, let me just touch on a few highlights of the project. The Wylder Wyndham project actually involves, I don't know why I'm preaching to the choir here, but the Wyndham Wylder project is involving what was formerly known as the Thompson House Resort in the town of Wyndham on Route 296 on the Batavia Kill, as April noticed. The investors from the Wylder Group are putting about $20.9 million into the property with the improvements that April noted. They're going to create the requirements from the IDA's end is an investment of $10 million and the creation of 20 full-time equivalent employment positions. We are lining up to approve them for a mortgage recording tax exemption, a sales and use tax exemption, and we are proposing to do a pilot or a payment in lieu of taxes on their property taxes. In addition, the Wylder Group will be required to make a community benefit contribution, a one-time pilot payment of $65,682, which will be restricted for use in the redevelopment of the Greene County Tourism Center. I want to note a couple things on this project in particular. A large portion of this project is not items of work that would normally be subject to increasing your assessment. While there's a $20.9 million budget here, a great majority of this money is going into siding, roofing, HVAC, and other systems, which would not reflect an increase in the assessment. This would be considered maintenance of a property or general improvements of a property. But there will be additional other things that are done. I will note that on our website, there is a statement of findings that's very detailed. One item that I need to point out that's a correction from the current item that's the current statement of findings that's on the website is that there was a recalculation of the sales tax abatement, which we originally miscalculated we just had some confusion in numbers between us and the applicant, but they were originally proposed at about $998,000 in sales tax exemption, but that has now been reduced to $658,817. In addition, what the IDA did on this project, a little unique sum, is that we actually used on the pilot payment, a little taxes on the property taxes, we actually used sort of a blended approach to this. This project by right would be eligible to seek a partial exemption reduction for a period of 10 years under New York State Real Property Tax Law 485B. In this case, what the IDA did was structure a pilot that will result in a 5-year freeze on their taxes in the initial 5 years at a set monetary amount. And then we'll follow initially we'll put 10% of the net new investment value on the property value, calculate the taxes, freeze them for 5 years. And then after, in the 6th year, we'll add the other 40% on, and then we will follow the 485B schedule that he would be allowed to have by right. As such, the pilot numbers that are shown are only partly as a result of the IDA's actions. Okay, the other exemptions would normally be granted under the 485B. And again, I noted as I noted, there's a community benefit payment that's coming back, and that will be used to with the IDA's current efforts to replace the tourism center in the town of Catskill. Under the fiscal analysis, we did do a cost benefit analysis on this project in here, and it resulted in a very significant positive cost benefit. It's expected that this project will generate significant new sales tax, both by the virtue of the fact that the property is being upgraded to a much higher status and will be getting much higher room rates, as well as the fact that they're converting this from basically a summer operation to a year-round operation. The IDA has made projections in our documents on these sales tax numbers and took very conservative estimates of up to as much of a 50% hit reduction. So we always stress test these projects to see how far the reduction would have to go down the line before it's not returning a positive return. Even at the let's say we only hit 50% of our projections. If you read the document, you will find that I take a very, very conservative approach to this, using very, very low cost multipliers, et cetera. But we still have an overwhelming positive cost benefit, even at the lowest reduced number. And quite frankly, if the property is producing, if the property is performing at 50%, there's bigger problems in the pilot. So the IDA presents this incentive package. We feel that it provides for meaningful benefit to the project as well as to the community. So at this time, I will open up. I see we have a couple other people on, and I will open it up for any questions. All right. Nobody even wants to know my guess on who's good. Nobody even wants to know who my guess on who's going to win the World Series. How about a horse pick for the track tomorrow?
No.
Anybody? Okay. Well,
Renee?
Joe? Yes.
As a Wyndham Town Supervisor, this is Thomas Hoyt. I, as supervisor, wholeheartedly support this project. I believe it is a betterment for the town, and I see it as an overwhelming positive for the county as well. And I know it's going to succeed.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tommy. And Tommy, I really want to thank you for taking the time, both you and Richard Tolner, to meet with me as we were putting together this incentive package. This is how good positive projects happen, when everybody communicates, works together right up front. Okay. Anybody else? Melanie, you got to have a question. Come on. You're the press. Press always has a question.
Oh, honestly, I came into this one blind, so I have to go and look at the background paperwork that you put out.
Okay, well,
what's the next step on it?
All right, well, I'll tell you what, you look at the background that you got to look at. And as you know, my phone is always answered when you call me, Melanie. So feel free, you've got my cell number, to give me a call and ask me any information or something you might have missed there, okay?
Okay, Renee, I know that the background stuff you put on the website is always pretty thorough, but I'll see if I have any questions beyond that.
Okay, thanks, Melanie. Anybody else have any other questions? I don't know who David S. is. David, some questions for the group, for me?
David's from our team.
Oh, okay. Does he have any questions? Good restaurant recommendations?
You may want that track tip.
Trout, yeah, I got some good, where's Joe? I got some good trout fishing hole locations I could recommend to him. Okay, well, no, given that government should, they always tell me that government should work with the efficiency of the private sector. At 7:10, being no others have entered the public hearing at this time, I'm going to use my executive authority to call the public hearing to order. The last thing I will note is that we will take public comments, written public comments, either in the form, and I will accept them in an email. So if you want to email me, renee@greenida.com. We'll take those comments up to the close of business next Tuesday, the 19th, I believe, April, right?
Yes.
Correct. Okay, so any comments be sent to me, and again, I will take emailed comments as being valid, as being valid submissions. Okay, being there doesn't seem to be no other questions, and I seem to be out of funny crap to say. I'm gonna again use the executive privilege to call the executive to call a public hearing to conclusion at
Close.
11 or 7:11 p.m. So noted. Again, thank you, everybody. And Alex, I'll be circling back to you. At this point in time, it will be on the IDA's agenda for the 21st. I don't need anybody at the meeting. I got it all covered. And but what you and I got to do is we got to get the attorneys. We can't let the attorneys play, okay? We've got to get it snapping. So next Thursday, the 21st, we'll pass the inducement resolution, and then we're off to the races, okay? Anyway,
Great. Thank you
anyway,
so
thank you to everybody for attending.